Hello, busy mom. How are you? You are in the kitchen with Deb, and I am your personal kitchen consultant. Today, I am talking about the family's last hurrah for the summer. This is usually in August. And what I mean by last hurrah, I mean something fun to do with the family, whether it's a vacation, 1 day, 2 day, a week, something rememberable to make the summer worthwhile before the kids go back to school. Now you're thinking, what can we do for a day trip? Where can we go? What can we sightsee? What's open? What's not open? What's the rules with COVID? You're probably wondering. Yes, every place is different. You have to look on the website. Sometimes you even have to call them and find out what's going on because of all this. Well, I'm going to tell you about our last hurrah we had early this summer. Normally we wait till the end of August. And our son has always started school in September. So we'd always make it the last week in August because everybody else was pretty much back at school. Or if you want to go to an amusement park, the lines are quiet then or whatever. It's easier to get in. This summer, things had to change a little bit because we had to work with everybody's schedule. So our last hurrah for the summer was last week. And what my husband wanted to do, he wanted to go to Iowa. He wanted to go and visit, go out there and see what's out there. He had some specific things in mind, which things did not go the way we planned. But, things close early or whatever. That's why I'm saying call first, whatever it may be. But anyway, we took a nice ride out to Iowa. And when you're driving by, you see all the beautiful rocks, tall rocks with all the leaves on them. And we drove past the Mississippi River. That was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Really a lot of water out there. We stopped in the Quad Cities and we walked the Mississippi River. It was hot out. Let me tell you, it was hot walking. But it was beautiful. Looking at the lake. And we ended up at a brewery for lunch. That was very nice. And went a few other places. But like the next day, we started out at a little small town. I want to say it was McLaughlin, Iowa. I think I'm saying it right. And it was a cute little quaint town. And we ended up at it reminds me of a small town where everybody knows you and they come into the cafe in the morning and have their breakfast, their scrambled eggs. That's where we ended up having our breakfast. And the food is all homemade and it was delicious. And we walked around, of course the lake's out there too. We walked the lake. They had a pier over there. They had a little tourism house. And it had all the different types of fish that you could catch in that lake. It had pictures of them and information about the fish that you could catch in the lake, which was very nice. And then we ended up to a campground called, I can't remember what exactly the name of the campground was, but the whole reason we wanted to go there was they have a cave. And the cave is called Spook Cave. And this cave, you get in a little fishing boat with 8 people, and it takes you through this cave. It tours you through this cave. And I was like, I gotta do that. I want to do that. That sounds so interesting, so different. And I will be posting pictures for you. If I don't do it today, I'll get to it tomorrow afternoon. I'll get you pictures of the cave that were really came out nice. And to get to Spook Cave, you got to go into a campground. There's a campground there. Also, you know, there's a little store there. And okay, so we all get in this boat, and they have to watch how they seat you in the boat because they don't want the boat to tip over. So me, I'm tiny, so I'm pickle in the middle. And luckily we had a really good group of people. I met a lot of interesting people, and we had a lot of fun. And before you go into this cave, the opening is tiny, and you go down on a hill. And when you're on the boat, they tell you, you have to bend down when we go into this cave because otherwise you'll hit your head. And if you're really tall, you got to bend down even further. That was a little concerning to me. Like, okay, but okay, I did it. And they're like, everybody head down, head down, head down. And we're all scrunching down and going into this cave. And we had a great tour guide. She knew what she was doing. And on the side of the cave are like buttons for lights so that you could see people. And she turned off the light and said, can you see how pitch black it is in this cave? And it was pitch black. It was creepy. And then she turned on the light and she said, that's why we have to install the lights. And this cave has got anywhere up to like 3 feet of water in it, depending on the part of the cave where you're at. So that's why she took you through on the motorboat. That's all water. Now, how the cave got started was, the way I understand it was there was a little hole in a tree. And everybody kept hearing a noise in the tree. And everybody who went past the tree kept, looking at the tree like, and it was really spooky. And this was a huge tree. So apparently one of the guys went up to the owner who owned the property and said, is it possible you'll let me dynamite the cave to find out what's making that noise in the tree? And the guy said, yeah, go for it. That's fine. I want to know too what's in there. And then what they found was a water fountain in this cave. And it drips. Drip, 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 drip. So that was what the spooky noise was. Okay, so the cave goes way up, but it's narrow. It's very narrow, and it kind of comes to a triangle. So along the way of the trip, the guy would keep telling you, put your heads down, tilt them this way, tilt them that way, because the people on the end don't want to hit their heads on the side of the cave. We really had to watch. So, but it was a little, I didn't like the fact that you had to keep putting your head down all the time. That made me a little uncomfortable. But I loved the tour and the colors with they put colored lights in there, and with the waters and that, it was beautiful. And you could see the beautiful colors in the, they call it mineral ore in the cave, I guess they call it. And it drips. And when you touch the side of the cave, your hand gets all black, even though it looks like a brown color. And it does get you dirty. It really does when you touch it. If you don't touch it, you're fine. And you do get dripped on all through the tour. And the cave was 47 degrees. It was a lot of fun. Now, she did say they have to drain the cave in the winter to get the water out of there because they don't want the water freezing, because they want to keep the natural form of the cave, and that would hurt. The more water you have in the cave, it erodes the cave, which I did not know. So it was a very interesting tour. I loved it. Although I'm not going to lie, I couldn't wait to get out of the cave. Because even going back out of the cave, you got to put your head down. But it was a lot of fun. And I'm so glad I did it. That was our end of the summer Last Hurrah. Now that Spook Cave, that is rememberable, let me tell you. And we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it more than we thought we would. Even though I was a little, okay. Because it was very narrow. And there was even a little portion where, a very small, tight space where if there was another tour coming in, you had to move your boat to the side. And it was narrow. And then some of the guys had to put their heads and lean it to the other way because you have to get really close to the end to let the other boat pass. But that's what I mean, Mom, by the Last Hurrah. Something rememberable for the family. Something fun. Something you know they're never going to forget. Like Spook Cave. If you have any questions on it, comments about it, whatever, DM me, drop me a comment, whatever. I'll help you out because it was wonderful. And I even enjoyed the store, where you buy all the souvenirs they had. I came home with, my husband calls it a bag of rocks, but they're gems. And you can identify the type of rock you have. And it's in mineral ore. And it looks like sand. And the funny thing, it's fun for kids because you don't know what rock you're going to get. And then they give you a brochure with it, and you match up the rocks to what you get on the picture. And I like my gems and my crystals. I like all that. So that's up my alley. So that's my gift to me to remember Spook Cave. That's something I enjoy. So, Mom, that's what I mean by the family Last Hurrah. Find something, even if it's just one day, and even if you're just going on a factory tour, if you could get away with the family. Just something to have fun. And it's rememberable. I mean, you could even go to, I don't know if Kohler is still doing it, Kohler, Wisconsin. You can even go to Kohler, Wisconsin and do the factory tour and see how all the toilets are made. I don't know if they're still doing that. You got to check on that. We did that one year. That was rememberable. Life's about, taking chances, seeing what's out there and doing something different. So, now next week, that's your last hurrah for the summer. Think about that and get that and think about that in your mind. We're going to dive deep into everything that you need to accomplish for back to school. We are going to make sure you got everything. Because we want to get kids back in school. They've got 2 weeks left, and that's it. And I got even for you, Mom's back to school planner to help your kid have a better school year. I have that course for you to even make it easier on you. All you have to do is follow along, check it off, circle it, write your little notes, and you are done. You don't even have to think about it really because it's all out there, plain black and white. You're like, I don't have to think about it. Just go through that and you are done. It's one less of a headache. In the meantime, don't forget, join my free group, Deb's Decorative Life Tips and Inspiration, for more organization tips. And I will see you next week, Busy Mom. Bye!